Welcome to the Path to Purpose interview show, where we share our unique and universal stories about finding and fulfilling our purpose. My name is Katja, and I'm your host and a mentor for lightworkers. Today, my intention is to inspire you. And I have here with me a special guest, and I'm so excited to interview Ali Meehan, who is a social entrepreneur and founder of award-winning Costa Women, the largest free community for women living in or planning to move to Spain. I met Ali actually through Costa Women, as I was one of the women who benefit from her work. And I'm so excited to find out more about her path and how all this got started, and as well get some tips and tools for those who want to build a community. So let's get started. So welcome, Ali. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you, Katja. Thank you for inviting me. It's very exciting.
So could you please tell us a little bit more about you, who you are, and where are you from, and just give us a little background of you.
Okay, well, I'm originally from England. I lived in Kent for a long time and then became a bit of a serial expat. So I moved to Australia, where I lived for some time, and then moved back to England, managed to get a job as an export manager, so did a lot of traveling with the job. And then 2002, I met my now husband, who was already living in Spain. He actually comes from my hometown, but I didn't know him through my hometown. So that's like he's married the girl next door by mistake. And he was already living in Spain. So I moved over because I was working from home then. So it was quite unusual. That was 2000. I started working from home for a company based in the Middle East. And then 2004, they asked us to move out to the Middle East, the company I was working for. So we lived in the Middle East for nearly 5 years. And then came back to Spain, we got married, and then we went to live in Asia. We lived in Thailand for nearly a year. Yeah, so that's why I'm a bit of a serial expat. But Spain is definitely home, and yeah, I love it here. So I'm a stepmother, step-grandmother. I've got 5 grandchildren, and that's me, really.
Wow, I just love the journey, like traveling all over the world and now finding a home in Spain, and also like founding the Costa Women here. So how did you get an idea about Costa Women? How did all of that started? Because now it's so big, but how did you start that?
Okay, well, I saw similar networks when I lived in the Middle East and in Asia. And when I lived here originally in 2002, it was very hard to make friends because it was before social media was around, before Facebook and Twitter, and it was quite hard to connect with other people living here in Spain. So when we moved back here, I decided that I would create my own community for friendship, basically, to give me some friends. And that's how it started. And I called it Costa Women, which actually, my first tip for your listeners or watchers today is to start small but think big. I started small but thought small. So I thought Costa Women, it'll only ever be here on the Costa del Sol, so I'll call it Costa Women. But within a few months, I had somebody from Barcelona join. So although it's on the coast, it's not on what we call in Spain a costa. It's not Costa Blanca, Costa del Sol, Costa Brava. So when you're thinking of starting a business, think how big it could grow, because you never know, it may end up growing as big as Costa Women community has. So that's my first tip, actually, for your listeners today.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sharing from the start. And what does Costa Women offer? Like, what kind of activities, what is included there? And what do you think made it grow so quickly and such a big and vibrant community?
Yeah, well, we've got 7,300 members over the whole of Spain. I think because women like to connect with other women. They like to, it's better to get a recommendation or a referral for something than it is to move to a new country and not know anything. So to give a platform, which is all Costa Women really is, that's what I've created, a platform for other women to share their tips and ideas and to connect with other women and to share their businesses, to share their social life. Costa Women is different in that it isn't just for business or it isn't just for social. It covers both aspects of our lives. So we have regular meetups here on the Costa del Sol. We probably have about 15 meetups a month. But we have meetups in other parts of Spain as well. But there's also a lot going on online as well. So if you're not in an area where there's actually a meetup, then you can connect with us online too and forge relationships that way as well. We have everything from book clubs to business networking to coffee mornings to we did our first bus trip last year. We went to Córdoba, to the patios de Córdoba. So there's all sorts of different activities that hopefully tick boxes for the women that are members.
Wow, that is amazing. And I am so like creating this platform for females that makes moving, because I've been moving in new countries as well often, so sometimes it's this starting point is challenging when you move to a new country and you kind of start building your own network there. And I think Costa Women makes it so much easier, and then like you just keep continuing because there is all these activities available.
And I think it's quite normal for people to move to another country or move to another place and not even think about, well, where am I going to find my friends? Because their main focus is actually, right, I want to live in this place. I want to, I've got to find a home first, and then maybe you have to find work. And then suddenly you think, well, what do I do now? How am I going to find my friends? And I think that's what the plan for Costa Women is, that we give you that platform.
Yeah, like connections. And have you always been a connector, or is this something you learned while you moved here and okay, I need to connect?
I think I probably have always been a connector. I'm actually an introvert, and I think introverts make the best connectors because we're not necessarily wanting to talk about us all the time. We're quite happy to talk about other people because we're more introverted. So I think introverts make the best connectors. And that's another tip that I would give women that are, or any of your listeners that are concerned about networking with people they don't know. Always go with two hands and offering something that you can give to other people, because people will be delighted that you're able to share your connections and your friendship and your thoughts and ideas. And that gives you a way in to network with people. So, yeah.
Wow, that is a really good tip as well. And thank you for sharing the introvert part of you, because sometimes we think, oh, I need to be an extrovert to make it happen. And not necessarily. Well, you can. It's kind of like we all have our own ways. And that was very interesting and inspiring to hear that part.
And I think social media has really helped. Some people think social media is just completely negative. Well, I think this is an area where it's actually helped, because you can connect with people that you don't necessarily know on social media. Spain is great because a lot of the towns have Facebook pages for their own towns. and then you can connect with local people that you may not have been able to connect with before. So I think you can use social media, especially if you're an introvert. It's a good way to hide behind the camera to start with, hide behind the screen to start with, and connect with people that way first before you actually have to meet face to face.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. Like, I have made really great connections, and you as well. We met online first, and then we met in person.
Yeah.
So what could you say, like, has been the biggest lesson you have learned during the years of building this supportive and successful community of Costa Women?
That's quite a difficult question. I suppose it's not so much learnt, but the actual joy I get out of running the networks, to actually see women move to Spain, see them develop and grow, their businesses develop and grow. That for me is just a joy to be, it's an honour to be able to do that. It's a real joy to be able to watch those things. I'm trying to think of different things. I mean, I've learned a lot along the way, obviously, but any specific thing, I mean, it's very difficult now to keep up to date with all the different platforms that there are, the social media platforms, and the different ways you could get your business out. I'm fortunate in that Costa Women's grown very organically, so women have recommended it to their friends. If you have a business, I would recommend that you actually look to see if your clients are using that specific platform, and don't feel that you have to immediately go to the newest, brightest, shiny thing. I'm a bit of a new, bright, shiny thing person, so I have to, rein myself in and say, don't sign up for that website. It may not be the right one. So yeah, that's just another little aside.
Yeah, and that's very, like, that was actually my next question. Like,
how
did you grow the Costa Women? And that's kind of the organic word of mouth.
Yeah.
And being present on social media. And that would be like, also like, how can people find you, find Costa Women? So if you want to share, I will put it on the comments also.
Yeah, sure.
Sharing the contacts.
Yeah, well, we have the website, which is costawomen.com, and it's completely free to join. It doesn't cost anything. And we also have Facebook. We have a page on Facebook, and we have 28 groups on Facebook for different geographical areas. So say you're in Marbella, you can join the Costa Women Marbella group once you've joined the website. I've done it that way, that I'm asking people to join the website first, because we don't know what's going to happen with Facebook. They could end up charging for groups, they could change the rules. So I'm trying to make sure people join the website first. And also I've noticed recently people are leaving Facebook and moving over to other platforms. So I want to maintain the connection with those women that have joined the website too.
Beautiful. So that is the website, and I posted also on the comments, so you can easily find it. And do you have a special invite that you would like to share with the people who listen to this?
Yes, we do. We've actually got an International Women's Day conference that we hold every year, and it's the 7th edition that we're running this year. It will be on the 8th of March, so actually International Women's Day itself. It's going to be at Andalusia Lab, which is in Marbella, which is a fantastic facility. It's a co-working space in Marbella. And the women, we'd love to see the women come along. We've got 7 different speakers covering all sorts of topics, from social media to marketing to, your own self-promotion, loving yourself, all sorts of different topics that cover women's lives. But yes, that would be, we'd love to see women coming along. Just check out our Facebook page. I'm uploading the event any day, so it'll be there. But as I say, it's the 7th year we've run it, so those events happen every year or have done over the last 7 years. Yeah.
Wonderful, and I will be there. I
Yeah,
attended last year and it
yeah.
was so great to connect and get inspired. And that is actually what I ask you to do next. Do you have an inspiring message that you would like to share?
I think my inspiring message is to actually it's on my desk. Start today, because it's with people that move to another country. There's a lot of things to cope with, a lot of new culture to learn, language, ways of living, and they may be putting off making that big move. And I think sometimes the time's never right for whatever you want to do. Sometimes you just have to go out and jump in and make it happen and decide, right, today I'm going to do it. So you can even start with small steps. Katja was just asking me about how to create a community, because that's what I've created. And really, if you're thinking about creating a community, I would suggest that you start with maybe a Facebook group, because that's a nice, easy way of starting. And then make sure you show up, because there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that, they're like a tomb that you can see the wind whistling through it and nobody being there. So you need to actually show up and give of yourself into your groups if that's what you're doing. But start small and think big, as I said at the very beginning.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Ali, so much for taking this time to inspire us and encourage us on our path to purpose. It has been such a pleasure to have you here with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, thank you for inviting me. And I look forward to seeing you in Marbella at the conference.
I will be there. And thank you for watching Path to Purpose interview show. Subscribe to this channel so you will stay tuned for the new episodes. Stay well and bye for now.
Bye.